I was sat at work today. We'd done some recording of the teachers describing their instruments for the homepage, etc., for the school, the music school that I work at, and we realised that there was a little bit too much room reverb in the microphones. I just set up a couple of stereo microphones, a little bit back because they were playing their instruments and speaking, and we didn't want the microphones in shot. We don't have any lapel mics or anything like that, so I had to make do with what I had. So there was a bit too much room in the recording. So I tried a couple of years ago some De-Verb plugins. I can't remember exactly what ones now, but if I can get my head around it, I might put some links in the description. But as I say, this was a couple of years ago, so things could have changed a lot since then. So I did a little Google search, and I thought I'll have a look and see if is there any free De-Verb plugins out these days. And I came across this really interesting blog. I'll just get it up here. By riddlermike.wordpress.com. I'll put a link in the description. Now, this is his thing that I'm doing this video about. I can't take credit for it. It was him that's given me this idea. And what a simple and brilliant idea it is, So, in his video, he talks about it being with a free compressor. He's actually using the Stillwell Rocket, which isn't a free. He says it's got an endless trial period, but I don't know about that. I bought that compressor years ago, but anyway. But we're going to do it with free plugins, with JS, good old JS, but it is a Stillwell JS, okay, which it works really well. So what I've done is I've got a drum track here, which I've deliberately added too much reverb and room ambience to it, etc. So we can have a quick listen to that, so see what we've got to work with. Okay, you can hear yourself. There's a lot of reverb, there's a lot of room ambience, a lot of everything in there. It was deliberate. So what we're going to do, this technique involves duplicating this track, then we flip the phase, which gives us a null effect. So if I do that to start with, and I'll show you. So if we duplicate the track, and then I'll flip the phase on the copy, and if we play it now, we've got nothing. Okay? So the whole trick in this comes with a compressor. This is what's going to give us the difference, because in order for us to hear anything, we've got to, one of these channels has got to be slightly different to the other one. So what we can do is, if we put a compressor on, and I'm going to use JS Stillwell, let's just see. Now we haven't got the Rocket in here, but we have got this 1175, which gives us a fairly quick attack time. Okay, so if we pop this up here, we've got the attack as quick as it's going to go, and the release we'll play with. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Now what will happen is, if I press play now, there's still nothing. Okay, now it took me a couple of minutes to get my head around this, but think about it. As soon as I start compressing this, I'm going to change this copy's, what's going on, what the actual audio in this copy. So what's going to happen is that what I change, is what's left is going to start coming through. Easiest if I show you. So if I bring the threshold down so we actually start compressing, we get audio coming through. Okay? And the whole thing with this is, we want to keep the attack as quick as possible, because we want to let the transients through. But the release we can play with, and the threshold, well, the more we play around with them, the more we can get a drier sound. It'll be, you can make it quite choppy if you want. I mean, I'll show you. Let's just play with it, and I'll show you if you just watch what I'm doing. So you can really cut it down if you want. We'll open up the release. to get a bit more of the room back. So you can control the amount of the ambience you want with the release, also with the threshold, because you think about it, only when the compressor is compressing does it make that audio different to the original. So therefore it's got to be doing something for it to make it original. So the more you compress, the more will come through, because it's different. So you just got to find that balance in there that will give you that, take away as much of the wet signal as you want. But it's not a perfect thing, but it worked well with the speech in that room. And as you can hear here, I mean, if I mute out this track now, how much reverb is there? If I bring it back in, so you can have more compression and shorten the release time. And really dry it up. Because I mean, what happens is when the compressor releases, as it releases, the audio goes back to the normal audio that it was before, so therefore they cancel each other out. So it's only when the compressor compresses that the audio is different, so therefore you hear something. When the compressor isn't compressing, it's nulled out, so there is no audio. So you can take away the reverb tail with this method by messing around with the amount of threshold and the release time. I mean, I'll put a link to the blog post that describes it, and you might get a better idea of how I'm trying to describe it. But this is just a brilliant little trick if you want to try and get rid of some room off of an audio recording or something. You know, brilliant little handy little thing to know. So yeah, leave it at that. Over and out. Thanks guys. Bye now.